Good morning, everybody. It's time for another early morning book review. This is Meg with Books Off the Beaten Path, and today we will be reviewing Margaret Erskin's The Woman at Belguardo. Now, I picked this up recently, and it's in really bad condition, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it and a little bit about false advertising, because this has got some real false advertising in it. I'm not saying it was bad. It was fine for what it was. I gave it 3 stars. I mean, I turned the pages. I wanted to know who did it, blah, blah, blah. But if you'll notice at the front, we have the typical Gothic picture. Let me get in there. Of her running away from the house in her ball gown. There was none of that. There were no ball gowns, running away from the house or anything like that. And it says here at the bottom, another exciting romantic suspense story about that attractive Scotland Yard Inspector Septimus Finch. Well, not only did we never get the implication that he was attractive, but we never even got his first name. It was always Inspector Finch. So it wasn't a Gothic at all. It was a police procedural. And it was not a bad one. It was, do you guys ever watch, or have you ever watched the Inspector Lewis series? I'll put a picture up. The Inspector Lewis series, it's one of my all-time favorite detective series. And this smacked of that because he had a sergeant with him whose name was Slatterly or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't good enough to stay with me that long. And I just finished it night before last. So anyway, it's about this woman, Lisa Potter. And Lisa Potter is very wealthy and she's very good looking, and she kind of strings men along. And she strings them along and she says, I love you, I love you, I love you, let's get married and everything like that. And then she's like, oops, surprise, I don't love you anymore, I'm not going to get married. And in the meantime, the poor guy is just totally in love with her and is doing anything he can in order to get her attention back. So she has a lot of people that don't like her. So she is found in the study of the garden room, strangled. So she was hit on the head, she was strangled, and then a big pot of flowers, a big urn was thrown onto her head, and so her head was smashed. So, I mean, we're talking somebody really in a rage. Somebody was really in a rage. But they had a good list of suspects. They had her ex-husband, they had her brother, they had the young man that she had just jilted, they had the fiance, the older fiance that she was going to marry. We have the snooping maid that nobody really likes and everything like that. She's always snooping around trying to find something that she won't let anyone know what she's looking for and everything. But it was good. It was good. I didn't guess the ending. The ending was not profound in any way. I mean, it wasn't like, justice has been done for Lisa, because you didn't really like Lisa. But it was a good police procedural. Let's get a copyright date on it. Let's get a copyright date. Mine's a really bad copy. And the cover's torn and everything like that. 1961, and we have this one illustration. And it was 1961, and I recently, when I put up my review on Goodreads, apparently Margaret Erskin is kind of hard to find. So I'm glad that I have her. I'm glad that I have her in my collection because I like the hard to find ones. But anyway, yeah, very police procedural, good for what it was, not anything that's stellar that you need to, rush out and buy if you could find it anywhere. But yeah, it's a good example of just a really straightforward crime. And then all of the ins and outs and the footwork and the interviews and the timings and everything like that of how they solved the crime. So 3 stars for that one. And I'm going to sign off here and then get ready to do another tag, and I will check you later.